team won't make the playoffs, but they might ruin yours. The Las Vegas Raiders could be one of the most sneakiest teams in the NFL next season when it comes to absolutely disrupting teams in the NFL. I'm not saying that the Raiders are winning the AFC West, but they're way better than people think. If your team takes them lightly, they will end up getting punched in the mouth and having a bad time. After what they did in free agency and did in the NFL draft, I truly believe they had one of the best off seasons in the NFL last season. Everything that they did was great, and I truly would grade them an A off season. But let me know in the comments how many games you think the Raiders will win this year. It'd be very much appreciated. If you're into smart football talk, hit that like button, sub button. Let's get straight into it, starting off with a 2024 recap of everything that happened in Las Vegas. Las Vegas 2024 season, it was nothing good at all. Finished 4-13. Another season in Las Vegas with a losing record and no wins. See, the coach Antonio Pierce last year, he really didn't have the locker room, I feel like, towards the end, or he might have had the locker room. We really don't know. But he truly wasn't head coach material. He had no real accountability and no consistent identity. I mean, I don't blame them for not having a consistent identity last year because that team all around made no sense. Roster was mid at best. There was no depth. It was shallow at best, I would say. No QB stability in the offense. Of course, they went through Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, Desmond Ritter. It was an all-around carousel with quarterbacks keep getting hurt. And the defense was leaned on way too hard. I mean, it was decent at times, but when you're on the field for 90% of the football game, it felt like you're constantly going to be tired and all burnt out. But there were a couple of bright spots for the Raiders last season. One of the biggest bright spots has to be Brock Bowers. I mean, he broke a ton of records last year. 112 receptions, 1,194 yards, and 5 total touchdowns. I mean, as a rookie breaking all these records as a tight end too, he was breaking wide receiver reception records. All as a rookie is just something insane and cannot be understated at all. He is looking like he might go down as one of the best to ever play the game at tight end. I know he had one good super season, but based off of this, he's in great shape. Then you got a wide receiver, Jacoby Myers. I think one of the most reliable wide receivers in the NFL. He's a wide receiver too, but had some good wide receiver one moments last season. He had a ton of good plays. His catch rate is insane. He doesn't drop the ball, and he continues season after season to make a smart and elite play. And then when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, no surprise at all. Max Crosby continues to be the heart of the defense. He's been one of the best defensive players in the league, I feel like, over the past couple of years, and he still gets underappreciated because he's on a team like Las Vegas. Of course, last season he had 7.5 sacks. Previous years before that, he's had 14. And then you got a guy like Christian Wilkins, who they signed last offseason, which he ended up landing on IR, which hurt the run defense and the pass rush rotation. And I honestly feel like a full season of him can go ahead and change things, because we saw Christian Wilkins last season in Miami. He was an all-around monster. So if Max Crosby and Wilkins are able to play and they're able to be healthy, things could go really well. All right, now it's time to go ahead and talk about the key offseason moves. All the moves from the Raiders that, you know, I really like. First off, they got rid of Antonio Pierce and they put in Pete Carroll. This is a massive head coach upgrade, I'm not gonna lie. He brings in some veteran leadership, culture building, and some good old playoff experience. I mean, this guy won a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks. You're getting some good stuff with Pete Carroll. In my opinion, with Pete Carroll, like I said in my coaching video, if you didn't guys see that one that came out a couple months ago, I said their floor immediately rises. He's a smart man when it comes to the defense. He knows what he's doing. He's a vet. He knows what to do. And all around, this is just a great guy who's gonna know what's good for his team. An offensive coordinator, they're bringing in Chip Kelly. Say what you want to say about Chip Kelly. This guy knows how to scheme an offense, and he's gonna know how to make Brock Bowers and the running backs look all around great. He's gonna bring the motion heavy tempo driven sets. He's gonna bring it and he's gonna dial it up. And the new players that he has to work with in this offense, having Chip Kelly as the offensive coordinator, man, oh man, this guy is going to cook. Well, it's time to talk about the Raiders' new starting quarterback. All that, you know, if I was talking about with the quarterback carousel, yeah, they ended. They traded themselves Geno Smith. No, he is not an elite quarterback whatsoever, but he's a major step up in stability. He's accurate, mobile, and sometimes he does panic in the pocket, but not mostly. Huge step. Geno Smith, we saw the resurgence a couple years ago in Seattle. Did not expect him to get traded this offseason at all. Didn't think that would happen, but hey, Geno has looked pretty good over the past couple of years. If you want to talk about his stats, last season he threw for 4,000 yards, 21 touchdowns. We don't talk about the 15 interception, but the year before that he threw 20 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So he's gonna throw some picks in there, but he's also gonna give you some really good quarterback play as well. But he's a major upgrade from Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew and guys like that. Also, we gotta talk about my favorite weapon in this year's NFL draft, Ashton Jeanty. He's a future workhorse running back. I expect him to get 20 plus touches a game, and Chip Kelly's gonna make sure of this. This guy can receive, he can run the ball. I mean, his highlights stats really just speak for himself. He was truly the best running back in football last season. Like, I don't even know how to truly explain this guy besides he is super explosive. Like, this man was scoring touchdowns and getting 50-yard plus runs like it was nothing. This guy is elite. And honestly, I'm placing him as high as a top 6, top 7 running back next season. Having a new core of Geno Smith, Jeanty, Bowers, and Myers is actually pretty good offense in my opinion. Also, they brought in Raheem Mostert. He's a pretty speedy guy. He's a good vet. I feel like that's a good pairing with Ashton Jeanty. They're also going to have McCormick, if you guys remember his little run that he led on last season in the offense as well. Jack Beck, I feel like could be a deep sleeper. I talked about him in my fantasy football video. He had no drops last season as a senior in college, and all around he really just looked good, and I feel like he could be a great wide receiver 2 in this offense. And honestly, I think he is going to have a breakout season next year. I think him and Jeanty are going to be 2 of the best rookie teammates on the offensive side of the football next year. Now I want to talk about what the Raiders' identity needs to be next year, and this is what I believe they will do to be a decent team next year. Jeanty needs to be just getting ran like 20 touches a game. They need to be a run heavy offense next year. They need to run the ball as much as they can, give something for Geno to work with the offensive line, and things will go well. I want to see play action plays. That's up Bowers down the seam, Myers open in space. That would look really good in the offense as well. I think they'll really be able to run play action well next season as long as the offensive line holds up and they continue to run the ball with Jeanty. That's going to open up the play action game and the pass game downfield. Geno's job next season is pretty much just play clean and make simple throws and extend the plays when are needed. Please do not throw 15 interceptions again. Geno Smith and make me eat my words and make me sound like a dummy making this video. Please don't embarrass me. I'd really appreciate it. But if Geno's able to play clean, and that should be the goal of the offense. On the ball, open up the plays downfield, and Geno needs to play clean. And then when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, it needs to just be the defense always just rushing and try to get after the quarterback. Crosby and Wilkins are going to be that interior edge threat combo. I feel like they're going to be great. I don't really need to worry about them. Wilkins a little bit potentially coming off the injury, and some more injury news came out, but I believe that he'll be ready. The front seven is built to go ahead and stop the run and build pressure on the QB. I think the biggest thing really needs to be is the secondary needs to kind of improve. I don't really know how good their defense is going to be when it comes to the pass next year. Honestly, it might still be pretty bad going into next year, but I want to see what Pete Carroll can do to it first. Maybe he has some schemes and some ideas he wants to go ahead and coach up to fix up the secondary, but I believe the defense has potential to be middle of the pack. I'm not saying they're going to be a top 10 defense or anything like that, but that secondary basically very much concerns me a lot. And this section of the video is pretty much just giving myself a reality check. You see, honestly, I would say the Raiders would be a 7-seed playoff victory team, but then you got to remember what division they play in. The AFC West, it's a reality check. Still have the toughest division in football. Kansas City Chiefs are gonna forever be the Kansas City Chiefs until Mahomes retires. The Chargers were way better last season. They had Jim Harbaugh. They were playing some clean football on offense. Their defense is great. Oh, Knicks broke out his rookie season last year. Their defense is amazing. Like, a really tough division. It's gonna be hard, especially those divisional games, and they got 6 of them. Realistically, like I said, guys, the Raiders probably are gonna finish 4th in the division, but they'll be in a fight every game. I just got hope that this team is still gonna be competitive, even though they're probably gonna be losing football games. I mean, if I was to realistically go game by game, early predictions, I'm recording this on June 3rd. I mean, let's see their schedule. I mean, New England, I'll give a win. Chargers loss. Washington loss. Chicago loss. Back-to-back wins, Indy and Tennessee. Kansas City loss. Going to the bye week. Jacksonville, get the dub. Denver loss. Dallas loss. Cleveland and Chargers. Hey, things are trending up. And then just end of the season's just gonna brutally kill them when they have to play Denver, Philly, Houston. Giants get a win, and then maybe they'll get a win versus Kansas City last week if the Chiefs like rest their starters or something like that. 7-10 record prediction, 3 more wins than last year. Hey, it's going into something. And maybe potentially in those games where I gave them losses, there could be some potential where they steal games. Because, you know, we see that happen in the NFL, like games where Chicago, maybe games versus Dallas. I mean, Houston, like those are games they could potentially steal. I mean, I would not be surprised at all. It is the NFL. We see that happen all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if, somehow the Raiders miraculously went on a run and went 9-8. Wouldn't call it insane, but me personally, I got their projection being 7-10. I honestly don't think it's going to happen. But the moral of the story is, no, guys, I don't think think the Las Vegas Raiders are contenders, but I believe they're dangerous because they don't need to be better to beat you. They just need to be more physical, and I feel like they're going to end up being one of the most physical teams in the NFL going into next year, and that's exactly what I believe they're going to be. They're going to play physical football, they're going to get to the quarterback, and they're going to run the football with Geno and Jeanty. Las Vegas Raider football next year is going to be all around great. Let me know your guys' prediction in the AFC West next year. Who do you think is going to play first, second, third, fourth? Toughest division in football in my opinion. And drop a sub for more unfiltered football breakdowns, and drop a like, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one coming very, very soon.